Hello, this is Team Skeleton Crew. My name is Franklin Pugh.
I'm Alex Gilboucher.
I'm Jack Schride.
And I'm Tony Wing.
Our game name is Hell on Highwater. Here's a picture of the front of the box art and of our board.
So a brief walkthrough. Navigate the treacherous waters of the coast, off the coast of Efshar, gathering as much money and treasure as you can. Spend money purchasing demons in auctions which can assist you in combat against pirates. Visit various shops across the map, spending gold to buy goods, and earn money by selling them. Scattered around the map are rare treasures, which can offer both boost to combat and exploration, but also fetch a high price on resale from vendors.
So our target audience is experienced board game players. This game has a lot of mechanics that might intimidate some newcomers to the genre. Our target group is 2 to 6 players, ages 13 and up, and we are trying to appeal to a wider audience, that being no gender bias, no age bias.
So our core mechanic and our win condition. The core mechanic is you're going to explore the seas of Ethshar, looking for loot in random encounters, and also winning combat encounters, which will help you get even more loot. Having the highest gold value at the end of round 10, be that a combination of the treasure value, the item value, and your gold, is how you win the game. Whoever has the highest gold value by the end of turn 10, after adding up all of their items and everything, is the winner of the game.
As for strengths of the game, each of the individual mechanics were fairly easy to understand. The players seemed to be able to figure out how the game works easily enough. But altogether, the mechanics made a more complex game. And complexity, of course, that really could go either way as to whether that's good or bad. But during play testing, the players seemed to find the complexity more interesting than confusing. So I would still count that as strength of the game. Of course, the game did have plenty of weaknesses. One of them was that there was very little interaction between players. Players didn't really have much of any opportunity to cooperate with each other or to compete with each other. Everybody was kind of just doing their own thing and seeing who had the most money at the end. And also, a number of ideas that we had near the beginning of this project didn't make it into the final version. And certainly, I think the game is worse off for not having them, but I think that was largely an issue of scope, which will be discussed later in the presentation. And also, it could very easily be intimidating to new players. The rulebook is a little long. As for the strengths and weaknesses of the team, our team meetings were productive. We got a lot done. I think we coordinated well. Everybody was open to new ideas. When somebody proposed something, we all listened, we all considered it, and when it came to decide on the mechanics of the game and any of the design decisions, we made the decision as a group. Everybody contributed to the conversation and considered everybody's perspectives before we really decided on anything. So overall, the team dynamics were pretty positive. But as for weaknesses, some members of the group did take on more work than others, and we did have a little bit of a slow start in the development process, and initially we didn't really have a very strong idea of the direction we wanted to take the project, but I think by the end of the project we did figure it out. We did find some sort of direction.
So, lessons learned. We believe that this game is worth further development. It has a very strong base and a lot of cool concepts and ideas that we have currently implemented, but there's a lot of room to expand upon that. There are some glaring issues with our game which couldn't be fixed within our current time span, but we believe that with more time we could definitely fix these, such as the current gold system, and our shops are a little underwhelming to the players from what we've heard according to their feedback from our playtests. This is a very interesting concept, and we think it's fairly unique. And as mentioned earlier, there is a lot of room to expand upon, a lot of cool concepts and mechanics that we had but couldn't implement it correctly because either it just didn't fit or we didn't have time to implement it. We also learned that we should work on managing our scope. We originally planned it to be way bigger than what we could create in our time span. So definitely at the start, and not having a clear vision of what we wanted at the start definitely inflicted that problem onto us. Another lesson we learned was that as we were progressing through the development, we kind of did it out of order. We first implemented the cool mechanics instead of starting with the solid base of the game first, instead of implementing all these other mechanics that weren't as important. Playtesting is vital to improvement. This is a lesson that I think we all learned because we did playtest the game a couple times, but it just wasn't enough. There were a lot that we could have learned more if we sent it out to more people to get more players and more feedback.
So, in terms of our future work, we all came to the decision that this game would honestly work better as a video game in the digital form rather than a physical board game. As well, the addition of PvP and cooperative game mechanics would be a focus if we were to continue development on this. And the expansion of the board to include more of the same areas and more unique areas, as well as having more random events in the card system that we had. But that concludes our presentation. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope that you enjoy the game. Thank you for watching.